What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Ali Schaller, aka the Leary Londoner. We're here in London today to make a video for you about a very, very special subject to my heart. What subject is that, Biz?
Photography?
No, perspective, and how it can improve your photos instantly with just a few simple tips. What is it? How can you use it? We're gonna find out today. And oh, hip shot, that's a good shot, got one, bang, in the bucket. Right, let's get involved. Henri Cartier-Bresson said, not to me, because I never met him before he passed away, but he said, moving the camera tiny little millimeters can make a huge difference. He's right, he's absolutely correct about that. Oh, did you just move the camera a couple of millimeters? I saw what you did there, Biz. Look at that. It's like mirroring the narrative. It's genius. Big thank you to Storyblocks for sponsoring our channel and sponsoring this video. Storyblocks is an all-in-one solution for creators and businesses who want to up-level their video. The Storyblocks library is created by artists from around the world, real people who are skilled in what they do. Making YouTube videos is a very time-consuming and often costly process, and having access to Storyblocks really saves you a lot of money, gives you creative options. Sometimes there are things that we forget to shoot and we think, what a shame that we didn't capture that at the time, and you can probably find it on Storyblocks. It's like the ultimate content assistant. As Storyblocks is an all-in-one subscription, you get access to everything that's on there. So you can try lots of different things. There's no credit system or anything where you have a limited amount per week or month. You can literally just go through and try absolutely everything and find the perfect thing that fits with the video or content that you're making. So there's no issues with YouTube, copyright strikes or anything like that. It's just peace of mind. For a limited time only, you can get 15% off any annual plan using this link. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. Something that I often see in other photographers' work is that they're shooting from the same perspectives, i.e. camera to the eye, shooting downwards usually or across at someone. And fair enough, that's how a camera usually operates. But I've said it before in a few videos, but we're going to do a deeper dive today. I think that when you notice a picture or a subject, you have to resist the temptation to just instantly start shooting and to have a little bit of time to think about what's the best angle to place this subject. And often when I'm working, the spot where I see the subject from is not the direct angle that I should take the picture from. What I often go on about is the relationship between the light, the subject, the perspective, and the environment. All together, those four things coalescing. What I'd love is for people to go away from this trying out different angles, looking for different things. Biz, there's a shot. Oh. We're here in Trafalgar Square, which is an extremely busy place, but there's a very interesting scene over here. So sometimes perspective can be used just to achieve an effect rather than it being necessarily about picking a quirky angle, right? So we've got this wall, this wall down here, and it's quite a cool black and white shot because you've got that super bright wall and then the slightly darker floor. So depending on where you place your camera, you can make the decision whether you want to shoot with everything involved or just a little bit. I'm gonna try and get someone on the wall further back and then someone in the foreground who's a lot bigger. And we're gonna see if we can create some sort of interesting perspective. So depending on where the camera's positioned, depends on the frame, right? So I'm not gonna move where I'm standing, just the camera. So like that is becoming somewhat more interesting, I think. And then I need to be careful with who's in the frame. I'm gonna want someone close by and someone in the distance, and they're both equally important to the shot. I'm gonna stop down to f16, so I've got everything sharp, or as much sharp as possible. And I'm on a 50mm, so maybe not everything, but I don't want it to look like out of focus, in focus, out of focus. I want it just to be a block of focus. We'll see if it happens. Oh. This was the shot I wanted to try and get. It's not exactly my best shot ever, but it's a good one to show the technique on this video. There's quite a lot going on here that, you know, there's so many options of how to compose the shot, how to frame. So I've committed to using this and using the floor as a backdrop, limiting the noise of this space. You know, there's one large pigeon in the foreground. It's not in the wall, if you understand what I mean. That line of where the floor and the wall meet are above its head, so I'm happy about that. Timed it pretty well with the steps as well. So for this particular picture, I've chosen not to shoot the columns, not to use the sky. We've got this amazing church over here, which we're not using. We're not using Nelson. We're not even using the incredible fountain over there. Like, we're just choosing one particular bit that I think is probably the least interesting on its own. If you just look at this frame here, what's so special about that? People often say, oh wow, how do you go to these busy cities and make them look like isolated? It's by doing this. It's about finding a specific part that you think might be interesting. With just a bit of planning and a bit of perspective, you can get interesting shots, which I think I've demonstrated. This month's Patreon competition is going to be around the theme of perspective. We want to see interesting photographs taken from interesting perspectives. Be nice if you could go out and shoot some new ones, bonus points if you do, rather than archive rummaging. Yeah, that's going to be the theme. Photographs that are dynamic, interesting, and making creative use of perspective. What is on our Patreon, you may ask? It's a great place to see extra content that we don't publish here. So let's talk about perspective a little bit more. It really supports this channel to allow us to keep going, making these videos that hopefully everyone is enjoying. So it's a big help. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to that. And if you can't subscribe to that, just give us a little subscribe here on YouTube. That's free to do, helps us out a lot and means the world to me and to Biz, doesn't it?
It does. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Very good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What's your name?
My name's Matthew. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Matthew. We're actually filming an episode.
For YouTube?
Yes, indeed.
Great, hey team.
We're doing an episode on perspective, angles, positioning the camera intelligently, all that stuff.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Nice to meet you. So depending on where things are in the foreground, you can really get a different look and that kind of surreal forced perspective, which we're demonstrating right here. No, I think we should do proper photos. The cat always knows, and then they look away. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did with the cat there. I'll put the picture on screen. It all looks quite obvious at first glance when you watch it, but we had the cat facing in the right direction. It was illuminated. That's number one thing to make sure that the subject is lit as you want. Don't rely on fixing it in post. Get it right at the scene. That's very important. Let's talk about the breakdown of that shot. So it's a 24mm. This is the Elmerit, the 2.8 version. I shot it at 2.8 and I put the camera at varying angles depending on how the cat was behaving. I was shooting low and up. I've done many of these styles of pictures. Let's put loads of them up. You know, if you shot it from top down, wouldn't have been anywhere near as interesting as if you got down and put the camera in place. Now, I'm comfortable with understanding the distance and the focus and all that stuff because of hip shooting. It unlocks the ability to be able to get this shot from that interesting perspective. So that's one I wanted to show, and we got one today. So camera positioning should be on your mind as much as the lighting. And if you're just walking around taking random street shots without thinking about any of this, you're not doing it right, in my opinion. Mostyn! Hello, Mostyn! May I get a picture of Mostyn?
Yeah, go on. The thing is, he's a corgi, so they bark. Well,
that's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye, Mostyn. That was a chaotic dog. A lot of the best shots ever are only possible because, were only so dynamic because of the angle they were shot and the positioning of the camera to give everything its own space. I often speak about something called subframing, which is making sure that your subject has a clear part of the frame where they are occupying to tell the viewer this is the lead subject, right? The only way to achieve a really nice subframe, well, often, is to put the camera in an interesting place. So you don't need to be super extravagant all the time and go crazy. Most of the time I'm looking for just a subtle something that gives me an edge, even just up here. So shooting down into Trafalgar Square from the balcony just gives you that nice angle that makes things a bit more dynamic. The viewers won't even think about this stuff. They'll just look at your picture and go, oh, that's cool. It gives you a much more interesting perspective to being on the ground floor with them, I think. Wherever I can, I like to try and go up. I'm shooting top down. It's very unusual to see someone actually reading a book these days. The angle that I'm at, you'd either need a drone or a pair of stilts, but I'm quite enjoying this shot. And there's a bit of interplay with the shadows that's going on around, like the people walking in the foreground.
Nice to see you.
And you?
Yeah,
You get one of me taking a picture? Cool, right? See ya. It'd be even funny if we fucked up.